Cessnock Goannas, they've been around for a long time now, way back to, was it 1911 when they started?
Yeah, 1911 they started. They were, well, it wasn't a Cessnock football club. It was like West End Slashers.
West End Slashers, yeah.
Those sorts of things, and they played in our own. Well, they played in the Coalfields comp, didn't they? They played against West Maitland. I'm trying to think. West Maitland, Curry. Don't know if they ever made. So that was sort of Cessnock Rugby League.
Never come to the Newcastle comp till
1930.
Yeah.
So I think it might have been Phil Baird, a past secretary.
Yep.
He sort of, in mid-71, initiated sort of trying to get the Goannas, not wanting to upset a lot of the old diehards by changing the name.
And that's when the Goanna was developed.
Yeah, so, and it sort of, then the local press sort of picked up on it, and probably 1972
was when it really came to.
And that was one of our golden years. Norm Henderson was the
that was the third up there.
We won the competition in 72. We actually had a live Goanna on the ground that day. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So how did the name Goanna come about?
The colour.
Yeah, because predominantly they're black and gold, or
Goanna is black and gold stripe.
Yeah, stripe. So, and they're quite prevalent out around the bush here.
Yeah.
So that's sort of how that got started, and.
Well, we're here with the new recruit for the Cessnock Goannas, Liam Foran. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks.
A little bit like England. It's a little bit chilly up here tonight.
Mate, I was driving up and it was a little bit colder. I put the heat on in the car. So, mate, it's good to be back. Obviously it's freezing over there, man. It's 7-8 degrees. Yeah. So, yeah, it's good to be back here.
Mate, let's wind the clock back. Of course, you come from across the ditch. Good old New Zealand boy.
Yeah. Obviously a Kiwi. Come over here when I was 10, 11 and played a lot of junior footy kind of at Asquith Magpies in Hornsby. And yeah, just kind of a bit of a journeyman, I suppose. I've been to Manly. I've been overseas, played in the Super League over there with Salford, and just come back from over there, being with the London Broncos. So I've been to a few clubs, but just looking forward to the opportunity of coming to Cessnock and obviously playing on the weekend.
Mate, how did you end up at Cessnock? Craig was just mentioning that you knew his son earlier on when you were down at the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, that's correct. We played a bit of footy down there at the Melbourne Storm when we were both 17, 18, and kind of stayed in touch with him and realised he was still up here at the at Newcastle and that. So I flicked him a text and he told me that his dad Barney got the gig, and obviously it's just good to be here. My mum lives in Terrigal, so it's only 45 minutes down the freeway, and yeah, my partner and I are expecting a baby, so we're kind of happy to be back and just going to relish the opportunity of being here at Cessnock. It's a great country town, and I know everyone loves their footy here, so I'm certainly going to go out there on the weekend and put my best foot forward.
Well, that's it. I mean, a lot of NRL players, they always like to go over to England, but sometimes the lifestyle gets the better of them.
Yeah, no, that's right. I've suppose since I come over from New Zealand, we've always kind of been there or thereabouts to the beach. So the beach is, a beautiful thing to wake up to every morning, have a coffee and go for a stroll. So that's definitely, the lifestyle is a fair bit different over there.
So what you're saying is you didn't really like the fog and the mist of northern England?
It's not really nice. It's not nice waking up and walking down the road to get a coffee in snow. So, yeah.
Mate, obviously you went over there, you played for Salford, and then of course you joined the London Broncos. So what's the story there? You got a release from the Broncos to come back here to Australia?
Yeah, so I originally had a 3-year deal at Salford and played a year there, then decided to come back. Came back and then got an offer to go to the London Broncos. Took up that offer and we were over there for probably 6 months or so, and my partner and I decided, it's probably better if we come back. We're a bit closer to family, and family is very important. So we decided to come back, and I'm looking forward to a new challenge, new chapter in my life. So I suppose it all starts here at Cessnock.
Starts here on Saturday up against last year's premiers, Western Suburbs, which ironically, you know, Craig Miller has won 3 premierships with in 3 years. So if he knows how to beat them, it'll be on Saturday.
Yeah. No, I've been talking to him a little bit about West, and obviously he's got a fair bit of knowledge there. So hopefully that's an advantage to us on the weekend. I'm sure we'll go out there and we'll definitely have give it our best crack, and I'll definitely be going out there to have a great game for the fans and the little country town Cessnock.
Mate, obviously you'll be looking to form a partnership with the number 7, Willie Hedder.
Yeah. Me and Willie played a little bit of football back in New South Wales Cup and also a little bit over in New Zealand together. So we know each other, and I'm sure over the coming weeks we should form a pretty good combination and hopefully enjoy our footy and have a bit of fun.
So, mate, personally, what do you want to get out of the 2015 season?
Mate, I just want to, I suppose, just enjoy footy, enjoy being back, enjoy making some new mates here, good combinations. Obviously, it'd be great to win a premiership here, and obviously, you can't control what happens in the future. But if I'm playing good footy and I'm going out there and being positive, and my life's good, I'm sure things will take care of itself.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, every rugby league player is ambitious. So, of course, if you do perform on the park this year, who knows what next year and the years ahead will bring? Maybe back in the NRL at some point.
Yeah, I suppose once you've had a taste of the NRL and you've played in some big games, which I got the opportunity to, there's nothing ever like that feeling of playing in front of 50,000 fans. So, if that opportunity comes up again, I would definitely jump at it. But, at the moment, I'm just going to concentrate on playing good footy and enjoying it.
So what's the game plan on Saturday? How do you beat the Rosellas?
Well, I suppose it all start tonight. Just trying to get our combinations going, building slowly, and I'm sure come game day, we would have ticked most of the boxes. So just can't wait.
Well, a few more sleeps away, so good luck with that.
Thanks very much.
We'll talk to you throughout the year and go get them.
Cheers.
Yeah, it was great to catch up with Liam Foran throughout the week up here at Cessnock training, and he's going to be in for a big year here at the club, and obviously he'll be playing alongside the other new signing of 2015. Big raps on this guy as well, up from the Albury Thunder in Willie Hedder. Well, hello everybody and welcome to the Cessnock Sports Ground, Badley Park. We're here for round 1 of the real NRL, and it's great to be here in the seat this afternoon. And with me to televise the match this afternoon is the Newcastle Herald journalist, Josh Leeson. Welcome to 2015, Josh.
Thanks, Pete. Great to be here, and welcome to everyone at home watching wherever you are across the world.
Indeed. And of course, a big hello to our friends and family listening in, and then, of course, our extended family through the Fairfax Media and also this Country Rugby League website taking our telecasts throughout season 2015. Well, it's a beautiful day up here at Cessnock. Ideal playing conditions, a top of around 22, 23 degrees. A few dark clouds hovering around the ground, but we should be in for an absolute blockbuster to kick off 2015. And just for everybody tuning in, we'll be able to have a chat at half-time with the CEO of the Newcastle Rugby League, Matt Harris. Matt's had a busy off-season, and he was just telling us that he's glad that the football is back in the focal point for this year. What we might do, Josh, before we have a bit of a detailed look at this game, we're about 5 minutes away as well. We might even be under that, as you can see the referee and the touch judges coming out. And of course, John Taylor leads out his men behind him. And of course, the touch judges is Greg Ryan and Greg Ricketts. John Taylor actually is heading towards 300 first grade games this year throughout the real NRL. So it's going to be a big season for him. So we might go through the Cessnock Goannas as they'll take to the field today. At fullback we have Kerrod Holland. On the wings is Joe Woodbury and also Brendan Williams. The centre pairings of Jared Edwards and Sean Metcalf. Liam Foran is in 7 and Willie Hedder is in 6. Funny story about the 7 and 6. They were scheduled to go in their original jerseys as they were programmed throughout the week, but I don't know if they've put on the off-season pudding, but Josh, the jerseys, they just don't fit. Brendan Halad, he'll lock the scrum in 13. Geordie Connolly in 12. Alec Fatter in 11. Mark White will go to 10. Josh Dimmick. Here's the new recruit as well in 9, and Dan Metcalf in jersey number 8. The interchange for the Cessnock go-inners here this afternoon. Brett Stevens, Reed Hugo, he's on debut. Late scratching was Noel Stevens. Sam Atthorpe, and dropping onto the bench as well will be Jaden Brown. And of course, the new coach of the Cessnock go-inners this season is Craig Miller. And of course, up against his old team today. The Western Suburbs Rosellas, well, they look this way. Justin Smith at the back, Ryan Lamb, and also Cullen Richardson on the wings. Simon Williams will partner Jerome Ale in the centres. The 6 and 7 is Steve Gordon and Jade Porter. The 13 is Warren Shillings, Matt Herman in 12, Peter Mannion in 11, Ryan Petro in 10. Joel Brown, the former halfback here at Cessnock, playing his first grade match for West today. He'll start from the number 9 jersey. Mark Tafua in 8. The interchange of Colin Clark, David Dryden, Felice Fatua and Liam McKenna. Well, we're almost set to go. Round 1 of the competition. Cessnock have won 8 premierships. Last won the comp back in 2003. Western Suburbs going, Josh, for a record-breaking 4 years. Can they do it?
Well, I've tipped them this week in the paper. I think they can. I just think that they've just got the quality across the field and the depth, which I think a lot of the other clubs in the competition probably don't have at the moment. I think a few injuries in some of the other sides, they might struggle, but West, they look pretty good. But, mate, there's some quality sides this year. I think Cessnock are going to be good. Curry have recruited well. And Macquarie, I think, have got a really good feel about them. They've kept the nucleus of the same team now for a couple of years. So, anyway, I think overall it's going to be an absolute cracking season, and we've really got 8 sides that are all pretty much final contenders in my view.
Thoughts there from Josh Leeson from the Newcastle Herald. We just now await the home side, the Cessnock go-inners. We'll be having a minute's silence shortly. Black armbands will also be displayed today in respect to Jaden Morrissey, a young member tragically lost in the lightning strike. And here we come now, the Cessnock go-inners. Alec Fatter leading the squad onto the field. A nice touch, bringing the young fellas out. Hopefully one day we'll be going around here in first grade at Cessnock or within the real NRL.
Just for people who maybe don't know, Jaden was the son of Mark Morrissey, who's an assistant coach at West. So, of course, this tragedy last year really hit home very much with Western Suburbs and also anyone in the Newcastle Rugby League community. So I thought let's go out to his family today.
Indeed. Not a bad crowd in here to get real NRL 2015 underway. But right now, we'll pause for the 1 minute silence.
There's going to be a minute's silence today, so whether you want to split off, with Cessnock's kicking this way, if there's any questions to me, now's a good time. Like, no, that's great, let's move. Yeah, we're going to a minute's silence. Thanks, guys. Stay with us. Time to work.
Silence observed. And now it's down to football. The real NRL 2015. Of course, an 18 comp with the withdrawal of the Port Stephens Sharks in the off-season. As we mentioned, West's going for a record-breaking 4 premierships.
Should be a cracking game, Pete. I just think a lot of subplots in this match. Of course, we've got Barney Miller back in his new club, facing his former club that he took to 3 straight premierships. Joel Brown, the new West hooker, playing against his old team as well. So plenty of matchups to be excited about as well as the actual overall performance. But talking to Barney yesterday, he wasn't awfully confident. I think he just wants a good performance from the Goannas in round one, but I think they're going to go better than he thinks.
Well, he hasn't had the underdog tag on him that much, has he, in his career as coach? So season 2015 is underway, and there's a mistake. Is that a sign to come for Western Suburbs in season 2015?
Ryan Petro there, just dropping the kick-off. But yeah, certainly not the start that new coach Dean Botham would have wanted, and but yeah.
Perfect start for Barney Miller. Let's see if they can unleash in their first set of 6 of 2015. And charging back here is the number 18 Metcalf, and he's been brought down there by Brown over the top, 28 metres out from the Rosella's goal line. Here come the Cessnock Goannas as they turn it back on the inside. With the ball now, it's Halad. He takes the shoulder there of Petro. He'll play the ball centre of the field. Comes back to header. He offloads it to Connolly. He comes back on the inside, tries to beat Tafua, but over the top it's Shillings, and they bring him into the ground. They're on the 4th tackle, 2 metres out. 1 minute gone here at Cessnock. They're on the prowl. They're on the pounce. Where will it come now? It comes into the possession there of the Goanna playing the ball there. Of course, it was the 13 and a lad. Comes back there now to Mark White. He charges it to Fua. He offloads the ball out the back to Foran. On it comes a header. Overlap McCarth. He's been crunched and put down there by Jermaine Ale. 11 metres out. Last tackle. Here comes Cessnock. Slow play the ball. Will they kick it in the in-goal area? That's what they do. Lost again. Lost the second time by Cessnock. But I think he might play the first knock on here, Josh Leeson. 5 metres out from the line.
No, he's ruled.
No, he hasn't.
Ruled it's come off the leg of the West fullback, so he's ruled a knock on to Cessnock. So lucky break there for the Rosellas.
Let off the hook there, the Rosellas. Lucky escape, as Josh mentioned. Came off the foot, so all legitimate. So the Rosellas have got their first penalty, or is that a forward pass? I think it's a forward pass. It is. This is the replay, Josh. Let's have a look. Off the ankle, it looked like. You were right, but touch and go. We'll just slow it down.
Looked like he had some hands to me. Geez, I thought that's a knock on.
Maybe a little bit of karma.
But, yeah, poor start here from West. Knock off the kick-off and now a forward pass. They've given Cessnock Goannas plenty of opportunity here to get first points.
2 minutes gone. Ball goes in, it comes out. Halad sends it left. Charging forward. Edwards dropped down 20 metres away from the goal line. 3 minutes gone here on the Bar TV scoreboard. With the ball now, it's Alec Fatter. Loves to get his hands dirty. He's got plenty of old-fashioned grunt. Alec Fatter, that is for sure. Dimmick, away to Halad, straight through. He's close to going all the way. Petro brings him down along there with Shillings. It's on to the right. They come that way. They've got an overlap. Where's Metcalf? He's got the ball. Can he go all the way, Metcalf? Of course, he scored the try in the grand final last year. West winning it though. They're going for their 4th premiership this year, Western Suburbs, but it's all been the Goannas. They've got an overlap out wide. It's just a matter of putting it through the hands. Going for the line as Edwards. He scores the first try for season 2015. Well, they had all the possession, and Edwards, he scores. It's 4-0.
Great start by Cessnock, but you could see there with Holland came and wrapped around the back and created the overlap. He was originally wasn't going to be playing today. He was called up for the Knights, but Barney Miller found it yesterday that he got him back. So he's obviously having a huge impact already. And but yeah, good ball movement too from the Goannas. The new halves are looking good. Pete, first up.
Well, as we mentioned, Liam Foran and Willie Hedder. Liam Foran, the Kiwi, 26 years of age as we roll the replay. And then, of course, Foran has come across from Salford. He was meant to go around this season with the London Broncos. He was able to get a Guernsey this year because he was a Melbourne Storm player back in the 2008 season, and he knew Craig Miller's son down at the Storm, so that's where the connection came. And this will be a lethal partnership this year between Liam Foran and also Willie Hedder. No problem about that. Big raps from Willie Hedder. Albury Thunder Group 9 Competition Player of the Year for the last 3 seasons. Here's the kick from the sideline. Can they turn 4 into 6? Yes, they can. The perfect start for Cessnock under Craig Miller in the opening moments of the match. We've had 5 minutes, Josh Leeson. It is 6-0 on the Bar TV scoreboard.
Well, yeah, West really just paid, didn't they, from that knock on and then a forward pass. But great start from Cessnock. Just got through their sets well, and they've, the way they shifted that ball there from the right to the left was very crisp.
Okay, well, it's all been Cessnock. They've had all the possession, if you've just tuned in. The first try of the year going to Jared Edwards. Joined Cessnock in the off-season from the South Newcastle Lions. And now they advance it over the 30-metre line. Petro is there, along with Mannion. 15 short of halfway. Taking it forward now and finding the shoulder there of Tafua. I think you'll find over the top, or underneath, I should say. Is that White in 10? Over the halfway line, they try and come, but they're denied by a few metres. The perfect start for season 2015. Foreign, he puts the boot to the ball. And this is Justin Smith, one of the quickest men in the comp. Won his first grand final playing at fullback last year, I believe, for Western. Now this is Callum Richardson, a part of last year's premiership winning team. He was ruled out in the 2013 grand final by memory. I think he had a broken jaw, didn't he, in that match? But he came back and got the premiership for the Premiers last year. This is Ryan Lamb, won his first premiership last year at the #1 sports ground. They're going to kick just outside the 40, off the boot there of Joel Brown. And now good field territory to start their set of 6 here, just outside their own 30-metre line. Up the middle they come. This is Williams. Now there's a first penalty, one of the few anyway in this match, coming to Cessnock here, just shy of their own 40-metre line.
Yeah, another big error there from West, hasn't it? It's been really quite a bit of a sloppy start from them. I mean, that kick too was well short of the mark as well, and they've given away a penalty. So Cessnock on the attack now, 50 metres out from the try line.
Right on the halfway line. So here they come again. They had not made a mistake. The perfect rugby league equation for Barney Miller and his side thus far. 35 metres away from crossing the Rosellas line once more. Can they hold them out? This is Connolly stepping, weaving. Herman's there. West Junior. This is Dimmick. Sending it across to Foreign. Angling it back on the inside with the ball there and able to offload it. This is Connolly with the ball, taking it to the 20-metre line. So this is the last tackle now for the Goannas. Will they go high to the air? What will they do? That's exactly what they do. Header, pressure at the back, they come through. Diffused in goal, I think, there from Callum Richardson. So it's going to be a 20-metre tap restart to the Rosellas.
Quality take there from Richardson. He was under a lot of pressure. Another good kick from Willie Header. Just looking at Willie Header, it's the first time I've seen him live. He's quite big for a halfback, isn't he? A lot of size. So yeah, looking forward to see what he can do. Maybe if he starts taking on the line and running the ball a bit.
Well, mate, he's a lightning playmaker. Spent a bit of time watching him play for Albury when I was down in the Riverina. Of course, he won 3 premierships with the Albury Thunder. He was the player of last year's Group 9 Grand Final, and he's also won that medal on 3 occasions. This is Tafua. He wants to crack into the NRL, so maybe Cessnock will have to let him go at some point in the future if that's what he wants to set his mind on. This is Tafua. Drop down just short of the halfway line here. They haven't been inside the half of Cessnock yet until now. And this is Mannion. Takes it down inside the half by 8 metres. This is the last tackle. Comes back then out of Porter. Left boot striker of the ball. They come through. Did well. Williams. And he's over the top, wrestled into the ground there from Ryan Lamb. Again, good field territory to start. They're set of 6. 3 men in the tackle there from the Rosellas. This is Dimmick, their new hooker, away to Foreign. They're out to their own 40-metre line. We've had 10 minutes on the Bar TV scoreboard. Foreign, great ball, back on the inside they go to the halfway line. Look for that the entire season from the ex-London Bronco. Well, they had to reach out there, and the referee has called this one up. Well, Cessnock, they couldn't have asked for the perfect start for their season. First error coming up, Josh, after 10 minutes of the match.
It was made by Geordie Colony, which I was a bit surprised today when I saw him listed in the number 12. I mean, he's typically a centre or 5'8" or even a fullback. So obviously, Barney's probably a little bit light on in the forwards. He's opted to use one of his more versatile players, and lacks a bit of size, but he's a quality player, and he's plenty of. I was quite impressed with how he went last year.
And of course, former under-20s at the Penrith Panthers as well.
Yeah.
And as Josh alluded to, he played centre in the grand final last year. This is Mannion. Dangerous player.
Interesting to note, just the start of this game, they've been quite slow around the ruck, West, which is typically not their go. I mean, they're normally that's where they win their battles around the ruck. And as we see, another error there. So, West really out of sorts at the moment.
Some might say they've been out of sorts since mid-year last year. Came good at the back end, but it's only early days. It's only a try in it. Long season ahead. Of course, as we count down to the grand final on the last Sunday of September, will Wests be able to go for their record-breaking 4 years as premiers? We'll find out at the end of this year. Cessnock under Craig Miller, are they the ones to look out for? A lot of good punters are predicting them to finish in the top 3. The ball this time, it's header. Nice little kick downfield, but goes straight down to Justin Smith. Running across field, Smith. Here's a penalty. This will help their cause. 20 metres out from their own goal line, and they needed this. They need to get up the other end of the field. Josh Leeson. We don't know what they've got in attack yet, just because Cessnock haven't been able to allow them to play that attacking style of open football.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're very much losing the ruck battle at the moment. There's no speed in the play of the ball from West, so yeah, they haven't been getting that go forward either. So, but this is the chance. They're going to get the ball now. First tackle 50 metres out from the Cessnock line, so we'll see what the likes of Jade Porter.
Here's another penalty.
Another piggyback to get them upfield. So after this touch find, they should really be on the attack now, West.
Well, the pendulum is about to swing back into the Western Suburbs Rosella's favour here. They're only a try away. Quite a simple game of football. That's the equation. Try and a goal and they're back in the match.
A good run there by Warren Shillings. He broke the line and pushed it back a bit. Now they're on the attack here.
This is Smith. Good tackle. Ball and all. Cleaned up there on the 10-metre line. The ball this time, it comes back to Mannion. Away this time to Porter. Running aggressively down inside the 10-metre line.
There's your boy headed there, Pete. Good shot. Got the shoulder right behind it, didn't he?
Good ball from Gordon. Josh finds Herman. Herman kicking. Ball will go into the in-goal area. Here they come through on him. Led, of course, by the former halfback in Joel Brown. They extend their run out to the 20-metre line. Well, as I said, lightning playmaker, Willie Header. No doubt if he keeps this up, along with the combination that he can able to get going with Liam Foran, I'm sure they'll set up plenty of their outside backs, maybe the odd forward across the line throughout this year. That was flat. Referee said play on. This is Connolly. Beat 1, beat 2. Dumped into the ground there by Warren Shillings. One of the hardest men in the real NRL, Shillings. Here's the kick, out wide. Fielded on the 20-metre line. They're coming back through the middle of the park. This is Callum Richardson. Looking to get a start up once more for Country when that rolls around mid-season. This is Ryan Lamb. In off the wing. Go for a scoot. Simon Williams. Dangerous centre. So a few penalties going to the Western Suburbs Rosellas here. We've had 15 minutes of the match. And they shoot for touch, Josh, and they find it 35 metres out. So they're slowly gaining possession and slowly winding their way back into the match.
Yeah, Cessnock have to be careful here. They've given away 3 penalties now in the last sort of 5 to 8 minutes. So they give West too much possession. They're going to succumb to a try or two. So we'll see here West now on the attack with Tafua inside the 15 metres from outside the Cessnock line.
Joel Brown scoots from dummy half, looks up, finds support. This is Gordon. He takes the line on, pants it down, rolls over, scores. Well, if he ever wanted to score the first try of the year, he's done it. 6-4 kick to come. They're back in the match. Possession. That's all they needed. That's what they got. And the 4-pointer has been a result of that. We'll look at the replay. Well, he's beefed up a little bit by the sound. Looks at things there. But
yeah, he has. I think looks like he's playing a different role this year. He'll be playing mostly 5'8" instead of centre, which he did in previous years. So maybe that's a reason he might try and take on the line a little bit more and want to put on a bit more weight. But he's a quality player, Steve Gordon, and we'll see here. I think it was Geordie Connolly who misses the tackle. Yeah, Connolly slipping off there. It's poor miss, and that's their first try to West's.
Nearly got tangled up in his shorts. Did well to get over the line for their first try of the real NRL season. The kicking duties falls with this man on screen. The former halfback of the Goannas. Now Rosella, Joel Brown. Can he add the extras? You bet he can. So we're locked up after 16 minutes here on the Bar TV scoreboard. This is the Newcastle Rugby League, round 1 of the real NRL. And thanks for tuning in wherever you might be clicking on, watching the coverage throughout the year. Bar TV and the Newcastle Rugby League definitely appreciates your support.
Well, that's pulled there from Cessnock. Just a basic, simple error, being in front of the kicker off the kick-off, and that could be quite costly now. Touch finder, 50 metres out from the line, so I mean, that's the last thing you want when you concede a try is to give away a penalty like that. So West are going to be on the attack now, and there's 4 straight penalties too.
As we mentioned, you can't give possession, can't give easy penalties away like that to this side. Best attacking point scorers in the real NRL competition and in defence. This is Tafua charging at the line. Taking the tackle there of Metcalf. Away now to Brown. This is Porter. One-on-one tackle there. Just on the 10-metre line. This is Petro. Straightening the play. They're short to the left. The Goannas. Western Suburbs, they come that way. This is Shillings. Is there another try about to happen? Herman's over. Herman scores the second try for the Rosellas. They've hit the front. 10-6 kick to come.
Well, Steve Gordon again, he's the man. He made the run and put Herman into a great little hole there, and it was just too much for the Cessnock defence to stop Herman. Only a couple of metres out from the line, and that's 2 tries. And obviously, again, we've come back to that kick-off. It's come back to hurt the Cessnock Goannas. I mean, it's a fundamental error in rugby league. You can't be in front of the kicker, and it's probably cost them 6 points.
It has, and this is it. As we mentioned, Cessnock, they were all bunching around the goalpost pretty much. And just a quick hands out there to Matt Herman, West Junior. Only a few from touch. Western side. Looks good. It's a goal from the touchline. Perfect start with the goal kicking duties to Joel Brown. He's 2 from 2. And the Goannas on the back of, just as Josh alluded to, a few silly penalties. And the swing of momentum have gone to the front for the first time, thanks to the Herman try. The kick goes deep into the in-goal area, and they're bringing it back again with gusto and grunt. 20 metres away, centre of the field. We'll also go through the National Rugby League scores throughout the afternoon as well. Of course, Parramatta are playing on the Gold Coast. Here's a knock on here. Little knock on. Of course, John Taylor, our man in charge of our first grade match here this afternoon. Of course, if you just tuned into the coverage, John Taylor heading up towards 300 first grade games throughout the next 14 rounds. Will he be able to come up with his own milestone in the year ahead? So plenty of good stories coming out of the real NRL this year. This is Woodbury. Dumped. Welcome to Cessnock Goannas. Says the Rosella over the top. This is Fatter to Fua, and also Joel Brown. Joel Brown, if he's not tackling, if he's not kicking goals, he's in everything, isn't he, so far for the Rosellas this year? The first 20 minutes of the match, of the season. This is Dimmick. Looming. Mannion's wrapped them up. 4 metres away from the line. The Goannas losing it. Ball has just popped out there.
It was good ball and all tackle there from Pete Mannion. Looks like he's whacked the ball free there from Alec Fatter. So a bit of a let off there for West after more sort of another penalty. Another error, I mean. And gave Cessnock a great opportunity, but they failed to take it.
We'll have a look at the replay just to see how that ball popped out very shortly on the Bar TV network throughout season 215, where we're having replays, multiple camera angles. Here's the replay right now. Mannion was over the top. Just look for that ball there as he was getting up and playing it back. Just lost it in his possession. This is Richardson trying to go up the middle. Callum Richardson trying to get a penalty as well. This is Williams. Couldn't go far. Finds the tackle there of Brendan Halad. 20 short of the halfway line. This is Colin Clark. Over the halfway line. Brown booting the ball downfield. Woodbury, I think you're finding two is at the back. Tapped the ball back into his possession. And he brings it back out to the 30-metre line. And of course, 2014 result is a penalty coming up for the Cessnock Goannas here. Last year's results, you don't go by, but round 7, West defeated them 12-10. They last played in round 16. Cessnock got the wood on West that day, 22-6. And of course, the grand final win to West, 22 points to 8. Well, this is round 1, and Western Suburbs are leading the way so far by 12 points to 6 here on the Bar TV scoreboard as Cessnock now well inside the 30 of their Rosellas. This is Apthorpe, youngest on the park for the Goannas here today. This is Foran, away to header. He finds Stevens, and they pick him up and drive him into the turf, 20 metres away from the goal line. Backer comes a header. They were looking for Metcalf, but they've just lost the ball again. Just pops free. And the Rosellas, they're there. Josh Leeson to pounce on the ball there through Matt Herman as they go across their 20-metre line through Ale. And he's blocked down in the tackle there from Brett Stevens. How do you read the first 23 minutes of the match, Josh Leeson?
I think both sides have been a bit untidy, especially West. I mean, they've dropped a lot of ball coming out of their own line, and I think, a few mistakes have also cost Cessnock, of course, as well. So, I mean, both sides, it's round 1. They're still feeling their way, but I think Cessnock will probably be the better side, in my opinion. They've showed a lot more intensity in defence and have worked the ball down, hit the ball up well. So, I'd say Cessnock are slightly in front, but not on the scoreboard where it counts, of course, because West, I think, have just have taken their opportunities when they've arisen.
Josh Leeson there from the Newcastle Herald. Here's the kick. Well fielded, a little bit of a skip and a hop there. Trying to beat the first line of defence there, Kerrod Holland. Of course, he's a very speedy fullback, we know that. Scored around 15 tries last season.
He's one of the finds of the season. I thought last year, Kerrod Holland, he was sensational at the back, very fast, sort of has a running style a bit like Billy Slater. So it was quality for Cessnock this year, and I'm sure ecstatic that they kept him for this season, because I know Barney Miller's got huge raps on him.
This is Woodbury to the halfway line. As we see now, here they go through the middle of the field. This is where they're elusive. This is where they're dangerous. Lucky there, Petro is there to stop the momentum. Still on though. Here's the kick from Foran. Kick will go into the in-goal area. They've made a mess for it. They've grounded it. We'll have a drop out here. Well, they had the right idea. And Liam Foran, he doesn't come with NRL and Super League experience for nothing, Josh Leeson. That's what he can do.
A good kick. There was also a horrid bounce there for Justin Smith. He did quite well to actually to make up for it, because it looked like the ball had beat him all ends up and was going to be a try to Cessnock, but he's pretty quick, and he quickly rectified the situation and dived on the ball. So, but great opportunity here for Cessnock to hit back and maybe level it up for half time.
Kick's a good one from Western Suburbs. Gone straight down to the halfway line, and they're setting sail. This is Jaden Brown. Good, strong, determined run. Now out towards the 20. This is Apthorpe. Centre of the field here at Badley Park. And continue to come to Foran. Shows it. Goes himself. Well.
Yeah, a little pass to himself then. It's tricky. That's a Benji Marshall move.
Still on. This is Fatter. He's inching his way down to the goal line. 2 metres out. Porter puts him into the turf. They go from dummy half. They'll score. Have they got there? Yes, they have. Brilliant stuff by Cessnock. Well, if they needed the try, they needed it there, and that's what they've done.
Dean Botham's going to be filthy with that, I'd say, going at half time. That was quite soft, letting a try from dummy half, but great work by Cessnock there. They showed plenty of determination to get over the line, and they will come back to that Foran kick. They got their repeat set, and they've made the most of it. So it could be 12 all with 13 on the clock before half time.
This is the replay. Look at this. Nuggeting run, burrowing run.
It's the new hooker there, Josh Dimmick, came from Macquarie. Probably wasn't getting as many opportunities at Macquarie, obviously with Chris Hyde, the reigning player in the year there. So, he's come up here to Cessnock, and he's made the most of it so far, and he's a good player from what I hear. So, good start for Josh Dimmick's career as a goal winner.
Perfect start. And of course, the gains this season from Cessnock include, as we mentioned, the Forum and header combination. Noel Underwood, I believe, has also come up from Central. Metcalf from Maitland. Jared Edwards, who scored the first try of the afternoon. And Josh Dimmick and Trent Hawes, as Josh mentioned there, from Macquarie. Here's the kick now. Bringing it back around, it looks good. It's a ripper. So we are locked up in the opening round of the real NRL for 2015. It doesn't come much tighter than this, does it? 12 all between the Rosellas and the Goannas. And if you just tune to the coverage, Western Suburbs, they have a new coach this year. Likewise, Cessnock, Craig Miller, in charge of the Goannas this season. And he's got it on the scoreboard at reading a 12 all. Read your column today. You've described it as the master and the apprentice, Josh. Very nice touch, and that's exactly what it is.
Bit of a cliche, but I thought I'd dust it off for round one.
Put the tick in that box. And so far, both of these sides putting the ticks where the coaches would both be expecting ticks to go. A little bit sloppy, but so far it's a tight, grueling first up battle.
It's an interesting battle, between the two coaches. I mean, you got Craig Miller and his former assistant coach, Dean Botham, and I guess their football philosophies are quite similar. But the way they sort of articulate that's very different. I mean, you got Barney Miller's very outspoken, very good communicator. Where you got Botham, who's a bit of media shy, doesn't like doing interviews too much, and so it's going to be interesting to see how the fortunes of the clubs differ this year, because I know that Botham's giving a lot more say to the playing group than maybe they did under Miller.
Well, Miller, you ask him a question, and 20 minutes later, he's still answering, and he loves a chat.
He loves a chat,
Loves a chat, and he's trying to make this a fortress up here. So expect the unexpected for the away sides when they travel up here to play here at Badley Park this year. He said to me throughout the week he's got a few moves, he's got a few tactical moves, and he's also brought his garden hose with him. So make of that as you will. Don't know what he's going to be doing with that. Maybe the old Marathon Stadium trick from the 80s. Make it as cold and trepidating as possible. 12-metre line. This is where the ball falls in the lap of Holland. Woodbury wrapped up ball and all by Mannion. Foran calling for a penalty. Not coming. From the sound of John Taylor's whistle on that occasion. Mannion in there again. Like to know how many tackles Mannion has made. Losing the ball. Cessnock on their own 40-metre line. So the Rosellas again being invited into the go-inners territory. And of course West won first grade, reserves and the 18s in last year's on grand final day. So we know that they are the team to beat for plenty of seasons. And then of course they've notched up 22 premierships in the real NRL. And if they can go on their round, record-breaking 4 years, obviously 23 premierships, but it's going to be a long year ahead. This year, there's not going to be much on paper at the end of the match. It's a real tough competition. And of course, we haven't got the Port Stephens side in the competition this year. And we'll be speaking to Matt Harris at halftime about everything that has happened in the off-season and what he's expecting as CEO for the year ahead. So that will be a very interesting chat, and all questions are on limits. As we see now, 22 metres out from the line, this is Williams. He stepped off the foot and he tried to break free, but there was no support, and he takes the tackle there of Woodbury. 5 metres away from the goal line. Here they come again. Very dangerous, aren't they, at this stage of a match? We know that they're lethal just before half-time. Are they about to do it again? This is Mannion. Last tackle coming up this time for the Rosellas. Look for the crossfield kick. Here it comes off the boot of Porter, who will fly high. Richardson comes down with it, offloads it, and Peter Mannion scores. Mannion's over for his first try of the season. 16-12, 5 out from half-time.
Fantastic football there from West. They shifted it wide to the left, and then Porter's kicked it back on the right, and a great kick there, sort of right on the try line. And fantastic leap from Richardson, wasn't it? And he brought the ball down there for Mannion, who's on the spot and unmarked for an easy try. But good football, and West should take the lead into the break, you would think. That was probably, I think the whole set there was great. I think it was probably easily the best set of the entire game from West. As we look here on the replay, Porter with the bomb. He's brilliant in the air, Callan Richardson, the country winger.
And that's the thing about West support play. They just support one another inside and out, and that is what we're about to witness right here. Look at that leap.
You see there, Jared Edwards, he had his eyes too much on Richardson and not on the ball, and forgot to actually catch the ball, which is a fundamental part in defusing bombs. So that's he's let the team down a little bit there. But anyway, the conversion there from Joel Brown, and West go back to the lead at 18-12.
18-12. This is Bar TV, the new home of Newcastle Rugby League for the next 12 months. And it's the Rosellas. Off to a slow start, but they've been able to get a little bit of momentum and been able to dominate the scoreboard through some very good attacking play. And this is where we go now, inside the last 5 minutes of the first half. Cessnock, they're still in it, don't write them off yet. This game will be a seesaw, and a lot of points come 80. We're not Nostradamus, but it doesn't take him much to figure out that both of these sides, there won't be much in it come 80 minutes. This is Richardson. Heavy stuff there on the end of a strong tackle over the chest area there from Liam Foran. Of course, plenty of Kiwis playing for Cessnock. Liam Foran and Willie Hedder. I don't know if they've brought their sheep along, but I tell you what, There'll be a few slang words between teammates. New Zealand slang. Hey, Cuzzy bro. Josh.
A few people wearing jangles and
Yeah.
having chili buns and beautiful country, New Zealand. I've been there plenty of times. Lovely place.
It is. We don't have to travel far in the world to admire great scenery, and that's exactly what comes from New Zealand. The South Island, spectacular. Here's a penalty on the halfway line. The adventure capital of the world, Queenstown. Let's see who will go on the adventure for the next 45 minutes here in the first match of the real NRL. Both sides, both the adventurous types.
Great segue there, Pete.
Thank you, Josh, doing me best. As we see now back on the inside. You rated that, did you? Thanks. 2 out of 10. I'm getting there. As they come now through the 20 up towards the 10. This is Halad looking to crack the goal line here. Minutes out from half time. Heta, where's Foran? Losing it behind him. And takes a tackle there from Mannion. Last try scorer for the Rosellas. 4 minutes out from the break. Apthorpe wrapped up. Deep numbers to the right-hand side. This is where they come now. This is Heta. Short. The Metcalf. Can he offload? He may not need to offload. He scores. Try to the prop. Well, how powerful, how inspirational is Metcalf?
He's just a big, bowling ball, isn't he? Just he's bulldozing his way through to the fence, and he had about 3 people hanging off him there, but they just couldn't stop him. He's big, stocky legs just keep pushing, and in the end he got through.
It's got to be the biggest out there in the size department. The Cessnock, look at him, old-fashioned prop. You don't see many of those sizes in the real NRL these days, but you do here in the real NRL, and that's why we love it. Talk us through the replay.
Yeah, nice little short ball from Header, and saw Porter and Gordon and Smith. They all couldn't stop him. It was a great run, but look at those calves. He's got calves bigger than my back.
Mate, clock him in at 110, 120 players. We were looking for the offload. He's fooled everybody. He thought he could do it himself, and he did. Good start. Cessnock are back. Willie Header. Won the last 3 premierships with Albury. If you just tuned to the coverage, he's won the Players' Medal of the Match in last year's Group 9 as well. He will be a standout. Make no question of that. Here's the kick, and he's got a good kicking game with him as well. I don't think he's missed one so far this week. 18 all inside the last 2 minutes of the first half for the real NRL for 2015. And then, of course, the real NRL would like to thank Mark Hughes. Of course, the Mark Hughes Foundation is now the NRL's official charity partner for 2015, and we'll have a chat with Matt Harris about that and a whole lot more in about 3 minutes' time. So don't go anywhere. We've got the Newcastle Rugby League CEO, Matt Harris, just brushing up on his answering skills. He does that well. He loves a chat, and he's going to answer the questions from the fans and the Bar TV commentary team in a few minutes' time. As we see now, the ball comes through the middle. Will we be going for a field goal? Maybe that's a late option.
Yeah, maybe if you're at home right now, you've got some questions you'd like to put to Matt Harris. Maybe tweet them in to Bar TV Sports, and we'll present them to the CEO.
It's a free-for-all segment. They don't come that often, so get your questions in. As we see now, a stoppage here. John Taylor not happy with the play the ball. So momentum has stopped here just briefly. So 40 metres out, as you can see on the screen. 18 all here. A terrific blockbuster. We expected it, and it has delivered. 21 metres out. This is the last tackle. They won't be going for field goals from that area. They're going to test the fullback. No test at all.
Yeah, great take by Justin Smith there. Had a lot of pressure on him with the sideline right there too, as well as a couple of Cessnock defenders, and did well.
Giving away a penalty here. The
here?
whistle's blown. He's given a penalty to Cessnock.
Oh, Shepherd, is it?
Well, we'll have a look on the replay. We were just looking down at the
Geez, this could be costly with
The screen.
16 seconds on the clock. We'll have at least one, should have one tackle at least to score a try here, or they're going to go the 2 points. Well, that would make sense. So should take the lead here, Cessnock, given the way that Willie Hedder's kicking them today.
and Rosella's, as you can see, just off camera. So it might be difficult to see because we're getting a very good view right now. But look at this. This is the replay. Yeah. We'll just keep an eye on it. He's saying that if we just roll it back a few frames to this moment now, if we play it from here, just keep an eye on, who is it, 13?
Shillings.
In Shillings, Warren Shillings just
right.
getting in the way.
Yeah. Oh,
Tough one?
I think it's a tough one, yeah. I mean, if it's in a try-scoring situation, it's probably different. But, yeah, to me, that's a bit of a harsh penalty for West. But I don't think too many people here will be worried about the penalty. And this should be an easy 2 points for Hedder.
Okay. Here's the kick to take them to the front, leading into halftime. Hedder looks good. Oh, he's hit the post! And they're just going to run it dead. Well, there you go. So an exciting finish to the first half here on Bar TV to finish the first 40 minutes. We go to the break with Cessnock and Western Suburbs locked up at 18 all in what many are describing the grand final replay of 2014. Well, we mentioned Willie Hedder has an awesome kicking game. At the end of the day, we're all human, and that post was just his worst enemy on that occasion. So we're just standing by now for the CEO. Here he is, Matt Harris, to come into the commentary box and have a chat to all the fans of the Country Rugby League. And Matt, great to have you in the Bar TV commentary box for the first time. Welcome.
Thanks, Pete.
Mate, the Rugby League, it's done all the talking on the field. What a fascinating first half.
Yeah, we were hoping for a close game, and that's what we've got. So, yeah, very interesting.
Mate, as you can see, we're live on Bar TV right now. We're taking the coverage through the Newcastle Rugby League Herald. We're going through the CRL website as well. So, mate, it's just an ideal opportunity to publicise our great game, our great competition here in Newcastle.
Yeah, look, we're excited to have it kicking off today, and obviously a big game. Replay of last year's grand final, Cessnock and West, and Barney Miller, new coach at Cessnock and coming from West. So there's a lot on today's game, and it's good to have it kicking off. And it seems that it's been an eternity, the off season, and working out the other week. It is 6 months since we had a competition game, so it is a long time.
Mate, also Mark Hughes Foundation, one of the NRL's official charity partners. Just tell us a little bit about that and how it all came about, mate.
Yeah, look, we've been trying to work something out to help Mark and his foundation over the last 12 months, and we probably looked the last 3 months at making something formal, and he's agreed, and Kira Lee, his wife's agreed to come on board as our official charity partner. And how that'll work is it will promote their events and also through our contacts within our league and our clubs will help assist where they try to take their foundation. So we're looking forward to it. Mark's a great ambassador, not just for rugby league, but just for our community, and very excited to have him on board.
And of course, for the viewers that may not be aware of the Newcastle Rugby League competition too much, of course, Mark played a lot of his first grade football here in the real NRL, didn't he, before he joined the Knights?
Yeah, he come through the junior ranks at Newcastle Rugby League, and he actually played in the '95 grand final when Curry did win. That was the third grand final in a row that they'd won. That's the last one, actually, so It's been 20 years since they won, and we had some footage of that the other night at our season launch, and it was definitely turning back the clock. And he's very proud of where he's come from in Newcastle Rugby League, and that's why he's a great ambassador for us.
Mate, also, we've seen the reintroduction of open grade and under-19s. That's replaced the under-18s comp. Reasons behind that?
Yeah, look, we had a bit of a review last year. We spent a couple of months with a committee and talking to the clubs and obviously CRL, and the format or the structure we looked at for this year and for the next 2 years or next 3 years is under-19s instead of the under-18s, and under-23s changing back to an open age. And as I said, that kicks off this year, and we need to continue to work on it. And obviously, we do around that under 19s, 18s age group, as do other codes. We lose people from the game, and it's about how we can entice them back. And we're looking at doing a few things with under 19s to raise its profile this year. We're having a couple of standalone games, which will be all 4 games will be played at the one venue under 19s, and you guys, Bar TV, will help out with live streaming those 4 games, and that'll be on 2 of the spare weekends that we have. But look, we'll put out some more info on that when it gets closer.
Fantastic, and of course, we're 8 teams this year with the withdrawal of the Port Stephens Sharks in the off season. Obviously, not the best news, but just the way it went.
Yeah, we've been working with Port for the last couple of years, and it's been an issue with numbers, and they've tried very, very hard to make it viable. Unfortunately, come to a point this year that we had to make a call on it, and they understood that was the situation. Leaves us with 8, but we think it's potentially the closest competition that it can be.
So, mate, what's your take on, there's a lot of talk, as you know, these days via social media, getting more teams back into the competition. Is that something the league is looking at with an open mind?
Yeah, look, we think it's great that clubs, and I know that Waratah are having a talk about trying to get back in. We do need to be mindful that teams are not in for 1 or 2 years and then out. So our priority is to make sure that the 8 teams that we've got now are viable long term. So that's what we'll first of all concentrate on. We need to continue to talk to everybody about how we can grow the game, but our first priority is the 8 teams that we currently have.
Also talk about this new competition in years ahead, between maybe the top 3 Newcastle squad, sides, Central Coast, Illawarra. What do you make of that?
Yeah, we had our first meeting with CRL only a month ago regarding that, and we had representatives from Illawarra, Central Coast, Newcastle, and obviously CRL. And to start with, we're talking about a pre-season comp next year. We haven't spoke too much further than that. Where it's come from is that all the regions do have some issues with teams that aren't viable in their competition. I think the Illawarra area is down to 6 teams, and we're at 8. And again, where we're at, and I've said this to the clubs, it's about discussion. It's about having an open mind about what may be the direction to have, and apart from the discussion, that's all we're at the moment.
Okay, so stay tuned to that one.
Definitely, yeah.
So it could be a goer if everybody agrees?
Everybody's got to be on board, and again, it's not something we'll be making a call on in the next couple of months, and there'd be a lot of discussion that would need to come into play for that, and it's about viability, so it's about protecting our own competition and making sure that clubs can play at the potential that they should be at.
Mate, this year Western Suburbs going for 4 premierships, record-breaking. What a team they are.
Yeah, look, it's a credit to the club, and they probably have a lot of people out there that dislike them, but I think they'll take that as respect, and that's what it should be. They've been very, very successful, very well run. 3 years in a row, it's a big feat, and 4 would be even bigger. But look, I think they're going to have some competition this year.
Very tight. It's a toss of a coin, isn't it? That's the thing. These games would come down to 2 points, even field goals. That's how tight we're looking.
Well, we hope so. It's first round.
Yeah.
We'll know in a few weeks. There's a lot of new players. It happens every year that players move around a little bit from the clubs in Newcastle, and then there's always a few imports. And so, it's hard to say. Obviously, from a league's perspective, we hope it's as close as possible, but we'll know in a few weeks.
Mate, what's your take on Liam Foran coming to Cessnock? That's a great buy for them, as well as Willie Hedder. Big raps from Willie coming from the Group 9 competition.
Yeah, it's one thing I do discuss when we talk about where we head as a competition and as a league, is that we need to make sure that we are still in a position to attract those type of players. You look through our competition, Liam Foran this year, and then you go back to the Daniel Abrahams, the Riley Browns, Terence CSU, the list can keep going on and on and on, and then you're even out here today, Mark Tafua. We need to have them guys in our competition. They raise the profile and they make people want to play. So it's great that Liam's here, and hopefully he'll have a big year.
Mate, when you look back at the end of the season, what do you want to say to yourself? What do you want to look back on?
We want it to be a strong competition through all our grades. It's not just about first grade, it's also we want 19s to prosper, and the same with our open age and reserve grade. We want it to be close, competitive, we want teams to be viable, and we want the spectators to enjoy the game. So there's a fair bit we need to look back on, and if we can tick most of them boxes, I'll be happy.
And mate, the Volunteers, of course, rugby league is so much targeted by the volunteers. What would you like to say to the volunteers that put their heart and soul into canteens and the gates each week in the real NRL?
Yeah, look, I was on ABC this morning, and one thing that I did mention about that is that the last 12 months has just increased my appreciation of what the volunteers do, and they're vital for our game. And look, I've been involved in the game for a little while, and I knew that they put a lot of work in, but it wasn't until I took this role on that I realised how much work they do. They don't get the credit for it. As governing bodies, we need to work on how we can take the load off them so they can enjoy the game more, and we can get more volunteers. So that's something we'll be trying to do in the coming months and years.
Mate, 18 all. This one's going to go right down to the wire. Can I ask for a quick tip, or as CEO, you try to stay clear of tipping?
I'll sit on the fence a little bit, but if you look at the soft try just before half-time from Western, that's what it'll come down to, little mistakes in the wrong spots at the wrong time, and whoever makes the least of them will probably win the game.
Good on you, Matt. Matt Harris there, the CEO of the Newcastle Rugby League, spending some time with us here in the Bar TV scoreboard commentary box, and we look forward to having him back at any time he feels fit throughout the season. Well, Josh Leeson regains his position in the commentary box. Matt Harris departs, Josh Leeson arrives, and we're going to get down to the last 40 minutes right here on Bar TV. And with the ball, bringing it back here, this is Metcalf. And good, strong defence to start the first tackle of the second half here on Bar TV. Good to have Matt Harris in the box, sharing a few opinions on where he thinks the game is heading and will continue to head, Josh, throughout the next season and seasons in the future.
Yeah, there's a lot of challenges, I think, in the next sort of couple of years for the Newcastle Rugby League. It's, we're at 8 teams now. We've had only a few years ago, we had 10. So, but, they're working hard in there, and I think overall doing a pretty good job. So, yeah, we've had a bit of controversy over the summer with a few issues. But, yeah, it's good to have the football back on.
Well, the football, it does the talking, that is for sure. And I'm sure every administrator, not just Matt Harris, loves this time of the year because it takes a lot of the focus off the administrators and where it should be, back to the players. And that's exactly what we're seeing right here, right now. The Goannas on the attack, just about 15 metres out from the line, and they're charging forward like they have done in the first 40 minutes all afternoon. Back to Dimmick. He sends it across now to Foran. He goes one wider with the ball. This time it's Heta. They turn it back on the inside, but they can't go any further. Was that a little bit of a Shepherd? I think the Rosellas might have been calling on. Not coming off the whistle, though, of Taylor. They're offloading at every opportunity. This is Dimmick. He's close.
There's Metcalf again. He's looking very dangerous, isn't he? He's just so strong.
Only a metre away from the line. 18 all. Good hands. Where's the kick? There's the kick. Where's the chase? Richardson's dropped it. Play on, try! That's a try for all money to Brendan Halad. Blow your whistle. Thank you very much. On the spot, bingo, Halad. He gets the first try in the second half.
A rare mistake there from Callan Richardson. We're only talking the first half, how good his hands have been, especially like with the ball in the air. But that time, very difficult take. The ball was drilled at him low on the ground from Foran, and he's fumbled it. And unfortunately for him, it's gone right into the path of Brendan Halad, who's, even for a forward, he's quite a noted try scorer, Brendan Halad. He's scored a lot of tries, especially here at Cessnock. So he'll be happy to get off the mark there at the start of the year. So we have a look again on the replay. Yeah, just was always very difficult for Richardson to take that ball and freeze it here. But good kick, that's what wingers dread, those sort of bounces. And yeah, good hands from Halad. So we'll take the lead. Probably should have had the lead anyway with that missed penalty, but now they've got the lead. Anyway, it's 22-18 with a kick to come, and let's see if Heather can convert this one.
Well, you'd love that. Of course, Brendan Halad, he's lost 4 grand finals. So I wasn't sure how he was feeling after last year's grand final, but he's excited, he's pumped. He's got the try that takes them to the lead for 4 points. Here's the kick now from the Lightning playmaker. Good. Class one. They convert. So they're out to a 6-point margin here. This is the real NRL live. It's exclusive and it's on Bar TV with Josh Leeson in the commentary box from the Newcastle Herald.
Tell you what, Pete, on the blog at the Herald on Thursday, I tipped Cessnock to win, and then in today's paper I changed my mind and went West. Maybe I'll have to change it back again.
Oh mate, it's a journalist's nightmare when you find out a little bit more about how the club's going only hours before kick-off. You know, we sit on the fence pretty much, don't we, sometimes?
Got some scores here actually from half-time of the other game over at Townsend Oval with Souths and Curry were both at 18 all. So another good game over there as well. I know, sorry. I've been given the wrong information here. It should be actually, I think it's Souths were down 28-18 over there at Townsend Oval. So yeah, Curry going well.
Brilliant. And of course that match will be our delayed match on Bar TV later tonight. So throughout 2015, Bar TV will be replaying every match in full a few hours after it goes to air, goes to kickoff, I should say, wherever it's playing. So wherever it's a 3 o'clock fixture, and that's pretty much every match, whether it's on a Saturday or a Sunday, check out the YouTube page on Bar TV because the real NRL replay will be around 6 or 7 o'clock later that night. And we hope that everybody through that playing at 7 tonight. So that'll go up against Richie Beno's tribute, but it will be on YouTube for life. So that will be something that you'll be able to log on and watch and enjoy for the year ahead. Like every game, they're archived on YouTube. So if you're not around at the time it goes to air, whether it's live or on delayed, you've got the opportunity whenever at your own peril to log on and watch it. So it's 24-18 here. It's a titanic battle unfolding. Western Suburbs, it's all in front of them as the Goannas now over the halfway line. Foreign.
Great kick by Foreign there. He found the space, but just going to say, Peter, I've been really impressed with the handling from Cessnock. I mean, we were talking about earlier that they haven't had that much time together. I mean, Foreign has only been at training this week, and Header has only had limited preparation as well. So considering that, the combinations are looking really good.
Well, mate, that comes with experience, doesn't it? And of course, these two guys, they played a little. He was telling me throughout the week, and of course, that interview is also up on the Bar TV webpage at the moment. They did play a little bit in their junior days back in New Zealand. So it's not like they've only known each other for the last 5 days. They've kept in contact with each other as well through like New South Wales Cup with the Warriors and other things like that. They came across from New Zealand and both joined the Asquith Magpies in the Ron Massey Cup, I think it is, down in Sydney. So before they both went separate ways, of course, you know, Foreign went to England and Header joined the Group 9 competition. So they have had a little bit of combination in the past, and that is definitely showing just their understanding here this afternoon in the first match playing together. This is the Goannas on the attack. This is Holland, push back, solid tackle. Over there it's Shillings, as we mentioned, one of the hardest men in the real NRL, and that's why he was able to force the error, I think. He has forced the error on Kerrod Holland. So an easy invite again. Scrum will pack down, 30 out from the Cessnock Goannas goal line.
Chance here now for West. 30 metres out to equalise again. It's been that sort of game, hasn't it? It's very like a swing seesaw, I should say.
Yeah,
that was a term I was looking
swinging,
for.
Isn't it?
It's been back and forth. So here we go, West on the attack.
Oh, they've lost it. Ale has put down a sitter.
Well, that's very uncharacteristic error there from Jermaine Ale. He's got a ton of experience. And now Cessnock on the attack.
They're on their way down to the halfway line, turning inside and out. This is Brendan Williams. Header again. He says, boys, I'll go for a dummy half run. The playmaker takes the shoulder of Ale, who popped the ball back to give Cessnock the opportunity where they are on the screen, and that's 21 metres out. Petro over the top. Cessnock, here they come. Foreign, he goes short, the fatter. 14 metres out from the goal line. Dimmick, back to Foreign. He wants a 4-pointer. Mannion said, you're not going to get it this time. Last tackle. Here's the kick. Deep. Is it effective enough to come away with points? Not quite.
They knock on there to Cessnock. That'll be a turnover.
Lamb was out there to save the day. So as Josh Leeson mentioned, turnover 10 metres out from the Rosellas goal line here.
But another good set from Cessnock. Just Foran and Header just really are playing with a lot of poise. I mean, they really seem to have a lot of time in possession. Don't seem rushed at all. So it looks very promising for the season for Cessnock.
Let's go around the grounds in the National Rugby League. A close one at Parramatta Stadium. After 56 minutes, the Gold Coast Titans lead the Parramatta Eels by 18 points to 16. And back here, 24-18, Cessnock leading the way with Barney Miller in charge for season 2015. The ball this time, it's Porter. On it comes the Mannion. Offloading in the tackle. This is Williams.
So Porter sporting a new, I guess, hipster haircut today.
Very fashionable, these players in the real NRL, aren't they?
He's got the lime green boots as well, so looking quite the part.
Williams going back to clean up his half mistake.
Hello to Mrs. Porter up there in Moree, by the way. If she's watching, I know she loves Bar TV.
Mrs. Porter tuning in. A lot of the mums and dads do. This is Woodbury. Of course, you've just come from the hipster capital in the last 24 hours, and the cultural capital, I suppose, of Australia, Melbourne, down there covering the Newcastle Jets last night, Josh, for the Newcastle Herald, and Josh just got off the plane at 1 here at Williamtown, so we thank Josh for his long slog from Williamtown to Cessnock to be in the broadcast box here tonight, this afternoon. The sun going down, view of the clouds hovering around here at Badley Park.
I couldn't handle it down there, mate. It was just like, bought the paper today and it was like 10 pages of AFL. I think there was one column of rugby league, so, mate, I couldn't live there.
Definitely. I don't think you'll be enjoying the age. You'll stick with the Newcastle Herald, that is for sure. As the Goannas muscling up in defence, and they have to. The Rosellas, a little bit quiet, the crowd here. Just not sure which way this is going to go. A few have travelled up from Wests to join the away side here today as well. This is Tafua, former NRL Shark, being one of the dominant forwards since that's forward if you've ever seen a forward pass. The Rosella's faithful. Not so sure, but the Cessnock Goannas faithful. They got that one right.
Oh, you don't give away forward passes right in front of the Cessnock grandstand and think you're going to get away with it. But especially if you're a West player. So another poor error there from Joel Brown.
There it is.
Plenty of Cessnock types to be happy about him making an error. Of course, Goanna's halfback last year and controversially left to go to Western Suburbs.
As we come back to the live shot. Header, away to Metcalf, trying to get on the outside of Ale. As we said, very powerful centre. Big, rampaging, and full of old school football sort of player. Jared Metcalf, of course he scored one of the tries in last year's grand final. On a beaten side, of course, going down. But we don't want to know about last year, that is for sure. Everyone up here at Cessnock, we want a big season out of the players, out of the club. High expectation here, as this is Jared Edwards, one of their new signings, come across from the South Newcastle Lions. This is Fatter, another one of the old school rugby league players. Just losing it though. Yeah,
more strong defence from West. I guess Mark Tafua, he's one of the hardest men in the real NRL and a great ball and all tackler, and he's jolted the ball free there from Fatter. So a bit of a let-off for West because Cessnock had the ball there right in front, 20 metres out from the try line.
Good shot there from our cameraman Kerry, showing the viewers back home of how the scrum formed. The front rowers locking horns. This is Ryan Lamb, as we mentioned, first premiership last year for the club. Out to the 30-metre line they come. Short pass. Halad in there from the Goannas on the 40-metre line. Just doing the one-out stuff, running from dummy half, making 5 metres on that occasion. Drop down, just shyer, just short of the halfway line. Going to run it now. This is Porter. Away to Mannion. Look for the palm, look for the pass. Thinks, no, we won't be doing that in this tackle, and I've got 4 Goannas on top of me. This is the last tackle. Here's the kick off the left boot. Torpedo type of kick. Diffused well on the 20-metre line from the Goannas. Here's the kicker coming through. This is Porter. We got time off here. We've got a Goanna back down on the halfway line in trouble.
Looks like Josh Dimmick. I couldn't see the number, but
Camera just pans back to the halfway line.
But yeah, he's holding his calf. So if that's a torn calf, that's it's pretty nasty. That puts you out for a fair while. But
So we could have a bit of a breakage here. Look at that shot getting right in. You can see the bruise coming to the fore there. Just hitting it to get a bit more feeling back in, and he's gingerly getting to his feet there. Dimmick, of course, came across from Macquarie in the off-season. Looks like he's going to go back into the defensive line, so he's able to wiggle it free.
yeah, it might have just been a cork or something. But yeah, it was hard to see what happened. But yeah, they certainly don't want to lose him because they don't have a great deal on the bench in far as hookers. I suppose, Brett Stevens can play a bit of hooker, but I know that Josh Dimmick was going to be central to their plans this year.
This is the
Yeah, I think he's just had the West guys just sort of fallen on him in the tackle, so maybe got twisted the wrong way.
it's back to the live shot. And the Goannas to the 40-metre line. 15 minutes gone. Here's a penalty. Holding down in the tackle. Well, this is what they need to get outside their own half, and they've got the opportunity off the boot of Liam Foran to gain good territory from the kick, and he's been able to send the ball into the Rosellas territory by 10 metres. Let's stick with the action. This is Hugo on debut in the headgear, charging forward to the 30-metre line. Herman gets off him. Dimmick.
I don't think Matt Herman's much of a fan of the new boy. Lined him up good then.
Knocked everything out of him. Header. Foran. Great ball. Here they go. Holland. Tafua. Lucky he was there. He would have been under the post. Back to Heta. The new boy might score. He does. Hugo has scored the try on debut. Welcome to first grade.
Only his second touch of the ball too. He had the first touch. He got sort of whacked there by Herman, but he's come back and ducked under a one tackle and scored an important try, which gives Cessnock a bit of a buffer too. So 10 points here with an easy conversion. They should be out to 12 points.
Oh, fairy tale start for his playing career in top grade. Have a look at the replay. Header. Good ball. Look at that. Ducked down and went all the way.
Good sidestep as well. He beat a good defender in Steve Gordon. So, but again, Willie Header, you get to see why he picked the ball up. He ran. He drew the 2 defenders. That's what the quality halves can do. They can see opportunities, and he's making a huge difference to this side already. Header and Foran. So I think Craig Miller's pulled off a bit of a masterstroke in signing them because, as we spoke about before, Cessnock lost a lot of players after the grand final, and they lost their halves comparing Riley and Joel Brown, who are now a quality halves pairing, the Newcastle rep halves pairing. So, I think he's found some pretty handy replacements here.
Willie Header. Ex-Albury Thunder. On fire in his first match in the real NRL. Setting the competition alight. Not so much with the boot on that occasion, so waved away. 28-18. 28-18. Just approaching the 18-minute mark of the second half. And just for everybody that has just tuned to the telecast, Willie Hedder, well, Group 9's top flight player. Won 3 premierships with the club. Came across from New Zealand, played a bit of New South Wales Cup as well along the way. But he wanted to prove himself outside of the Group 9 competition. He wanted to ultimately end back up in the NRL, and he thought the pathway for that wasn't necessarily going to come from the Group 9 competition down there in the Riverina. He wanted to test himself in what many believe is the best country rugby league competition here in Newcastle. And so far, he's tested himself, and that's all you can hope for. He's played sensationally. Will this be his pathway into bigger and brighter things for his own career in the future? We know up here at Cessnock, if an opportunity comes for any of their players, they don't stop them. They encourage them to go on to bigger and better things in their footballing career. And I'm sure Foran and Hedder, along with a number of Cessnock goannas, will have that opportunity throughout their playing careers. This is 28-18. We're approaching the 20th minute of the second half. This is Tafua. Look at the strong run here by him. But it's a forward pass, Josh Leeson.
Well, that's the third time today where they've threw a forward pass from dummy half. So there's the fundamental errors that West have made today, which is sort of very un-Rosella-like. I mean, we've had the knock-on off the kick-off to start the game, and as I said, the 3 forward passes. So it's really hurting them, and I'm sure Coach Dean Botham won't be happy at all.
So the master of the coaching has the upper hand with 20 minutes to go. Craig Miller, new coach. Cessnock goannas this year. Of course, Craig led West to 3 premierships in a row. Is he about to take Cessnock into territory that they haven't been in since 2003? They've been to plenty of grand finals in the meantime. Here's a penalty right in front of the post. Time off here.
Well, John Taylor's calling him over for a chat now, so he's become a little bit fed up with sort of the holding down tactics.
Well, we know John Taylor. He's probably saying to them, boys, I can only take so much. Do that again. Go freshen up on the sideline.
Should be an easy 2 points here for Cessnock. Interesting to see what they do. They've opted to go for the kick. It's probably the smart option at this point. Just wind down the clock a little bit and obviously get out to a 2 converted try lead, which could be important. We're still 20 minutes on the clock, and certainly wouldn't rule out West at this point. There's too much quality in their lineup.
Thoughts there from Newcastle Herald sports journalist Josh Leeson, and of course join in the conversation here in the commentary box this afternoon, and you can do that by hashtagging #BarTV or hashtag #RealNRL, and we'll read out the tweets as they come through the World Wide Web into the Badley Park commentary box. But here's Willie Hedder right in front. Shouldn't have any problems knocking this one over. He doesn't. So Cessnock 30, West's 18, 12-point ball game. So 2 converted tries, the equation for the Rosellas. And they've got 20 minutes to turn this match around for the very proud club here in the CRL in the Newcastle Rugby League. We've got one through from Andrew Ryan. Of course, Andrew Ryan, former Bulldog player in his own right, sending through a tweet as we go to air here this afternoon, saying that everybody's doing a brilliant job and he's really enjoying what he's seeing between the 2014 grand final replays. He's watching the Cessnock. Really great quality viewing and a great initiative from the Newcastle Rugby League to live stream games. Well, this isn't the first season Probably won't be the last either. Real NRL have been live streaming throughout a number of seasons, but this year it's back on Bar TV, live and exclusive. And what live streaming has done to the competition, and what will continue to do for competitions that don't get that top rate coverage, you know, from the metropolitan TV stations or the radio stations, just bridge that gap. It allows everybody to check out their mates, check out competitions, whether it's the Group 9, the Newcastle Rugby League, the Illawarra Rugby League, because players do move amongst those country rugby league competitions quite often. So it's great for their mates and their family and friends to keep an eye on where their beloved ones are at, or their mates, whatever the reason might be. This is Mannion.
Yeah, another poor knock on there from Cessnock to open the door for West to come back here.
This is McKenna. They're up quickly, and they had to, the go-inners there. So they're dropping down in the tackle, just shy of the 10-metre line. Gordon plays it. Dryden charging towards the line. Dimmick, and they're in the tackle. Tafua's lost it. Falisma Tafua has just had butterfingers on that occasion. One of the cousins, of course, of Mark Tafua.
Yeah, we had his brother Larry was playing last year as well. Larry was probably arguably only the biggest man in the real NRL last year.
Yeah.
I think if people don't know at home, the rules have slightly changed this year as far as interchange. It's gone down from 12 to 10. So it'll be interesting to see how much of an impact that has in these later stages. We've got some big boys out there, and it's not an awfully hot day, but it's certainly not a cool day either. So we might see the game open up in these last sort of 15 minutes.
Just checking the current temperature. Producer says it's 24 degrees out there. So definitely the big boppers will be blowing. Here's a mistake here from the go-inners.
Yeah, what's the second set of 6 in a row they've failed to complete and have knocked on inside their own 30-metre line. So if they keep doing this, they're really inviting West to come back into this game. And with the amount of quality they've got in their lineup, you don't need to invite them twice.
It's an 8-team comp following the withdrawal of the Port Stephens Sharks in the off-season for our viewers from other CRL competitions. Tuning into the match, this is Smith. Here come the Rosellas. This will bring a penalty right in front of the post. Wanting the quick tap, and they've got it. This is Colin Clark. Wrapped up by Halad.
A bit short here on the left, Cessnock.
McKenna away to Dryden. Porter turns it back on the inside to Ale. Always strong to put down. That's close to the line, but they've been able to achieve it. This is Dryden losing it, did he? Didn't go to Dryden, but there's a lost ball. Well, credit to Cessnock to stop the onslaught there from the Rosellas.
We've got to say, the service out of dummy half's been quite bad today from West. There's been several forward passes, and that pass again from dummy half looked marginal, and was quite put the runner under enormous pressure close to the line, and they've turned the ball over again. So I would say that post game it's something that Coach Botham will be looking at. Certainly, around the ruck, it's certainly hasn't been as clinical as you'd expect from the Rosellas.
So 15 minutes remaining. It's all in front of Western Suburbs. The go-inners. Brilliant start. Literally. If you just tune to the coverage, check out the replay later tonight. Mistake was in goal from the Rosellas from the kickoff. And we thought that it wasn't going to be the best of days, but they've been able to get themselves back into it leading into half-time. But Cessnock, as you can see, 30-18 with 14 to go in the match, proving the goods. And a lot of that has come from the 5'8" and the halfback, Willie Hedder and Liam Foran, directing the play. Of course, the man with the ball there who's just put it downfield, Liam Foran, he hasn't had much training. He doesn't know pretty much who he's playing with. He's only met the boys last Tuesday night. But that's experience. That's what experience does.
been a great performance too, I think, from the forward pack today from Cessnock. I think I'm probably guilty of it. I didn't think that their forward pack maybe had the depth of West today to sort of match them, but they've been really impressed with guys like Mark White and Dan Metcalf. They really hit the ball up all day, and of course Brendan Halad, he's a country lock, and he's done a great job too. So yeah, it's been a quality performance from the Cessnock forwards.
Well, Rosellas, they need to step it up. They need to bring on their professionalism. They need to up it a few antes if they're going to get out of jail in this one. Will Cessnock allow them to? 13 minutes remaining in the match.
Yeah, a bit of a nothing kick there from Justin Smith on the last tackle. Ball really needs to be getting in the hands of Jade Porter or Steve Gordon on that last tackle.
Keep the tweets coming through as well. Hashtag Bar TV Sports. And don't forget, replays of all the other games in the real NRL throughout the weekend will be replayed in full later that night on the YouTube page that Bar TV has set up. Of course, Bar TV in its third year of live streaming local grassroots sport. And it's going to be a massive year ahead. Not just real NRL, BDAFL, Hunter Rugby, Newcastle Hunter Rugby Union, the NPL. You want your local sporting fix, this is the place to get it. And that is a great advertisement there from Steve Gordon. One-on-one tackle, finished off with a little bit of help over the top, finally by McKenna. As they across their 40-metre line. And Porter's in there along with Mannion. To the halfway line they come through. Foran. Left boot. Stabs it downfield to Smith. And the defence swamps him. Just inside his own 20-metre line. Ryan Lamb. Dummy half run. What was needed? Made good field. Now away to their winger in Richardson. Scooting from dummy half. This is Williams. Beat one. Around the leg there was Liam Foran. McKenna losing it. Losing it free. Picked up there by Metcalf. And he has it for his own side. Josh too short of the halfway line.
Fantastic hit there by the hooker, Josh Dimmick. He just came in nice and low and just crunched him and hit the ball free. But, yeah, I guess to further illustrate what I was saying earlier, it's been a great defensive performance from the Cessnock forward pack. They've really out-muscled the Wests all day.
Would they be looking for a 13-point margin if they can get in good field territory? But the way they're playing, they're going for the try. Here's a penalty. Will it be a penalty? I think it's going to be a penalty. Foran's in there. It's on. A little bit of... Hello?
A little bit of a push there from Foran and Jade Porter. If I was Jade Porter, I think I'll be probably putting up my fist to Liam Foran. He's quite a big guy for 5'8". I reckon he could throw him, but... Got a high shot there from Peter Mannion on I think it was Fatter.
Yeah, Mannion.
Yeah, maybe just bounced a bit off the ball. Wasn't too bad, but yeah, certainly worthy of a penalty.
Just around the chin.
But that's a love tap in the real NRL, mate.
That's just a bit of a slap and a tickle, Josh.
Yeah.
Nothing much in that, but obviously a penalty will come from it. And Mannion's just hearing the verdict, and it's on report. Did you see it as a report incident?
Well, they probably put everything on report these days, don't they? But yeah, I don't think he's got too much to worry about there.
Well, it's the decision now.
It was more of a careless arm than really anything with much intent, I thought.
Well, it's an interesting time of the match, and Craig Miller, he said, boys, you're on a roll, let's keep it going. And can they put that nail in the coffin right here in this set of 6? So stay with us. We're about to find out. With the ball this time, it's Brett Stevens Pretty much a very versatile player. He's played a bit of hooker, second row, and also in the halves. This is Metcalf. He offloads the ball. Halad. Holland Clark assists in the tackle with McKenna. Dimmick. Metcalf offloading. He's blown the whistle. Keep forward pass. Forward pass.
Yeah, it was a bit hard from the angle we're sitting at, but looked okay watching it live. But I was just going to say, I'll probably have at this point Dan Metcalf as my man of the match. I think he's been fantastic. Just another couple of offloads there, and every time he's hit the ball up, he's drew a couple of defenders. He's a very hard man to stop. Of course, he's come over from the Pickers from last season, but he did previously play with Cessnock.
This is Ale. It's in a three-quarter. 12 points.
Geez, there was another forward pass. Here we go. That's the fourth forward pass from West today from dummy half. It's just, what's going on? Is it bad timing from the runners, or is the hookers just popping the ball forward? It's just, It's just they've been turning over too much ball from what is a fundamental part of the game. You don't throw forward passes.
It's the basics of rugby league. It's the fundamentals from rugby league, and this is why the Goannas have got the ball back. That forward pass. The eye line also gave it away. Another opportunity. The strike. Warren. Holland! Down to the... Oh, he's lost it. He has. Well, a little bit of niggle here. Oh, hello. It's on. Real NRL is on. And Liam Foran has been caught up in the middle of what many from the Newcastle Rugby League probably don't want to see in round one of their competition.
No, but a look of it looked like Foran and Porter having a bit of a push there, and then Warren Shillings has come through and given Foran a little forearm to the face, and it's all erupted.
Well, Craig Miller, he's had enough of his secluded commentary box. He wants to get amongst it. He wants to get down on the sideline, pull the pants up, and off he goes.
Yeah, well, he won't be happy with this. I mean, neither will Botham. I mean, you don't want to see your players lose it, because I was only going to say a few minutes ago this game has really been played in quite... It's been tough, but it's been played in really good sportsmanship. You haven't seen anything dirty or high, but it's certainly changed here. So I think Shillings, watching this, could be in a bit of trouble here.
Well, Foran, just left of your screen, coming over now to have a word with the touch judge. 26 years of age, Kiwi Foran, as we mentioned, Salford player, London Broncos, Storm player back in 2008 before he went over to Super League. So I guess he's got a target on his head to some degree.
So anyway, we see John Taylor's calling out Warren Shillings.
Put him in the bin. 10 minutes. Are we about to see another one follow him? Yes, we are. Foran sent to the bin in his first match for Cessnock.
Well, it's probably a tough harsh, I thought there. I thought, Shillings really did spark that whole thing. So, Foran was probably only protecting himself, but
yeah,
it's as far as I know, we haven't taken on the rules from the NRL where you an automatic sin bin if you do throw a punch. So, anyway, Cessnock will get the penalty here, and you'd say they'll be going for 2 points to go out to a 14-point buffer, which with 7 minutes on the clock, you'd nearly say was unassailable.
Both of those players, they won't be back in this match anyway. We've only got 7 minutes. So both sides down to 12 for the remainder of the clash. So just chewing down the clock here, Willie Hedder. Just placing the ball on the mound. He knows time and the scoreboard is in their favour. — Concentrating. 18 out. biggest player in the Group 9. He's just missed the kick at goal here in the real NRL. He's only missed 2, but he's had a good kicking game, and he's probably one of.
Well, he's all right if they're not penalties, are they? But he can't. He can.
Here's a little kick. Will it go 10? Uh-oh. Another penalty coming up. Well, the wheels are falling off for Western Suburbs. They take the quick tap, and Taylor says, come back here.
Well, Header will have another crack here, but he should get this one.
Well, if he stuffed his first one up, it's time for redemption. 20 metres out, right in front. We'll have another go. We might even have another replay shortly.
It looks like Kieran Holden's going to take this shot here. So Header said, "Well, no, I'll give it a miss, and I'll let you take this one, Kieran."
This was the incident, Josh. Bit of push and shove. Well, there wasn't much between Porter and Foran. It all escalated when the other one came in.
But yeah, like you don't want to be going toe to toe with Warren Shillings. That boy can throw a punch. I've seen him have a good one last year with one of the Macquarie boys.
Yeah. Well, he's not labelled, I guess, one of the toughest, hardest men in the comp, but nothing. So Cessnock, they're dancing in the streets right now. 4 minutes to go. This is Edwards. Porter comes over the top. 31 metres away from the line. 2 in the tackle from the Rosellas. Former halfback from the Goannas was in there. He's in there again before he fell off the tackle, but he comes back and finishes off his former teammate just on the halfway line. Halad, 44 metres away. With 3.5 minutes to go here on the Bar TV scoreboard. This is Metcalf. Centre of the field. Header goes high. They're coming through. The ball's bounced. Bounced favourably in the end for Cessnock. He's on his back, the Rosella. He's up now. But the sun was also out there. But I guess pressure was also in the equation. As the scrum will pack down, 3.5 minutes to go here on the real NRL scoreboard. 32-18, Cessnock.
It's been a poor sort of last 10 minutes for West. The wheels are really starting to fall off and made a few silly errors. And but yeah, I think Cessnock have just probably belted them into submission. I mean, they were very strong defensively all game and really starting to dominate now. And it's going to be a deserved win for the Cessnock Goannas.
Can they finish it with a try? This is Stevens. Mannion wraps him up. The crowd eagering them across the line. This is Holland. 4 metres away. Dimmick. They're up quickly. Comes back to Dimmick. He sees the gap. He sees the try line. Held in the tackle. Justin Smith was in there. That's the 4th. Was it touched? Penalty. Right in front of the post to Cessnock. Well, there's the picture right there. The Rosellas just got their hand up on their heads saying, we expected a very tough match. And that is what Cessnock have given us in the first match of the real NRL. Plenty to learn from the Rosellas as they go back to their hub of Harker Oval to tackle South Newcastle, which is scheduled for next Sunday at 3 o'clock. Next Saturday, we've got Maitland up against Cessnock at Maitland Sports Ground. Macquarie will play Central, and the live stream game will be up at Curry. Curry will play Lakes. Here's the kick. It's a beauty from right in front. 2 minutes to go. Wests have not been able to get their season campaign underway in the fashion that they may have expected. Of course, chasing a record-breaking 4 years of premierships, if they can do it again in 2015.
Tell you what, I'll be calling Barney Miller the new Nolly Dent from Talking Things Down after this. He was telling me yesterday he'd be happy if they got him within 20 points of West.
Well, that's Craig, isn't it?
They're going to win this game by, 16 points? Jeez.
Even when he's going well, he thinks he's not going too well. But he knows that he has got a good side and a good 6 and 7 that can do anything in the year ahead. Of course, all teams will be hoping that they'll be injury-free to an extent, but we know that that just doesn't quite happen in any sport, particularly rugby league. So depth might become an issue across the clubs. But what a day it has been. What a victory coming up for Cessnock as the kick goes towards the touchline, and Justin Smith fields it and runs straight back into the shoulder of Sean Metcalf, just shy of his own 20-metre line. Not long on the clock to go, Josh Leeson.
I think when you look at this game later, basically what's happened is that Cessnock have done the fundamentals better than West, which is quite rare because West have sort of been renowned over the last 3 years for being so good at doing the fundamentals of rugby league. But today they've dropped the ball, they've given away forward passes and penalties, and Cessnock have been very disciplined and defended really well, and they've got a deserved 34-18 victory. So a great start for Barney Miller and his new look Cessnock Goanna side.
Well, it'll be an interesting stat to go through the record books to see if the Rosellas have lost their first match and then gone on to win premierships. I guess they have, but we'd like to know when. So we might get back to you throughout the week, whether that's in the Maitland Mercury or the Newcastle Herald. But take nothing away from the Cessnock Goannas. 34-18 victors over Western Suburbs here on Saturday Rugby League on Bar TV. Well, brilliant stuff. He knows where he's at now, Craig Miller. He knows what to expect, and what a victory. First up victory for the man that's led the Premiers, Western Suburbs, to 3 last grand finals. He spoke about depth before the match. You know, he probably is 1 or 2 forwards short. But take nothing away from the forwards that have given him his first 2 points in his coaching career up here at the Cessnock Goannas. And this is what grassroots rugby league is all about. The Cessnock Goannas going over to the hill, to the Railway Hotel Hill, and supporting the juniors of the club, the reserve graders. They've hung around as well. They know if they're going to again be successful this year, it comes down to depth, and the players up there on the hill, along with their family and friends and mates. Look at this, the bin's coming across. The bin's coming across. Are we about to see a bit of a song led by Metcalf? I think we will. Let's go into a tight shot.
Metcalf's broken a couple of bins. I remember back in the when Maitland won the grand final, smashing a few bins on the field, and the Pickers doing their victory song. So are we about to do the same? Oh no, they've thought better of it.
Yeah, Cessnock Council just got in their ear. They're short on bins. But take nothing away from the team on your screen right now. Craig Miller, sensational. Cessnock will be playing again next weekend. We know who they'll be playing. It's going to be a local derby. Maitland up against Cessnock, 3 p.m. at the Maitland Sports Ground. While Western Suburbs, they've got 8 days to prepare for the next battle. They'll be taking on South Newcastle at Harker Oval next Sunday afternoon. And don't forget our live stream will feature Curry Bulldogs up against Lakes United. And congratulations to Mick Campton on 200 first grade games this weekend in the real NRL as well. No doubt Bar TV will catch up with Mick next weekend as well. We've got a few other results coming our way as well in the other matches. Souths, too good for Curry today by 32 points to 24. So Curry, they'll be looking to come away with their first competition points when they go to the Fortress, the Graveyard, when they take on Lakes United next Saturday afternoon, live and exclusive on Bar TV. Well, it's been another fantastic way to start season 2015. We'd like to thank Josh Leeson, of course. A miraculous effort from Josh. Came up from Melbourne. We'll leave you tonight with these pictures. Craig Miller, one very proud coach for Cessnock. Until next week, at Curry, it's good night for now.
Real guys, real sport, Bar TV.